So, do you know that you actually have a spirit guide, that your spirit guides are here right now? Now, when you hear that, does that make you feel uncomfortable or weird? If it does, you're not alone. I know when I first got introduced to the spirit guides, it made me feel weird and uncomfortable, so much so that I kind of hid it. But today, we're going to share with you, because my guides have come in and they want me to share with you um, some creation time of a powerful spirit guide portal. It may be one that I've already been working on or one that comes in today. We're going to be exploring how you can begin to deepen and connect with your guides, because your guides are here to help you with getting that higher guidance, getting out of your head and into your heart. Because if you're on the path of awakening, if you're an overthinking, high achieving woman, especially spiritual woman, that we want to get out of that head and into our heart so we can follow what's true, know what those intuitive downloads are, what that guidance is that can help us have more flow and ease in our lives. So we're going to talk about that relationship with the guides. And for people who are here live, we're going to, and you ask, in the last section, we're going to be tuning into your energy and checking into what spirit guide is here to give you a message and here to help you in your daily life and help give you more flow. All right? So please introduce yourself. I love it if you say where you're from. Hi, just so I let you know if you haven't been here before, I'm Deepa, and welcome to my Sacred Art Studio. It's a place where we connect with spirit through the spirit guides, use creativity and spirituality to develop our spiritual gifts, have spiritual experiences, and most importantly, get out of your head and into your heart, because your heart is the doorway to your truth. All right? So, I'm going to ring the bell and invite in our spirit guides, okay? So, if you've been here before, you know I ring in and you want to tune in to the vibration of the bell. And we say hello to our spirit guides when the bell is being rung. If you haven't been here before, I hope that you join me in doing this with you, because it is not about creating sacred space just in my Sacred Art Studio, but wherever you are. And the most important sacred space we want to create is the sacred space within yourself. So yes, we want to bring the spirit guides into your physical space, but we also want to help awaken it within your inner space, because that's where you start to get those intuitive downloads and start to have the faith to trust the intuitive guidance. Because that is one of the biggest questions I get from people who are wanting to grow spiritually, is how do I know when it's intuition or when it's my ego, or how do I trust it? Because that's the big thing. You can get intuitive downloads, but if you don't trust it enough to act on it, doesn't really help you too much, right? So your spirit guides are here to help you develop a deeper relationship so that you can start to trust that intuitive guidance that you're getting, act on it so you can start to transform your life and create a life that you truly love, not just find okay. All right, so let's get going. So let's just ring this bell. Take a moment and close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, don't do that. But if you can close your eyes and take deep belly breaths where the belly rises with the inhalation and falls with the exhalation. This is about helping you, preparing you, your consciousness, to be open and receptive to the spirit guides. Because like I said, we're going to talk and explore about how you can start to connect with them, start to have a relationship with them, because it is through the relationship that makes it so you have the trust, the deeper connection. All right? So continue to take those deep belly breaths where the belly rises with the inhalation and falls with the exhalation. Continue to breathe in and out at a pace that's comfortable for you. And on the next deep belly inhalation, just draw on the energy of focus. And on the exhalation, let go of any distractions, any business of the day. And continuing to breathe in and out, drawing your energy inward as you inhale, And as you exhale, letting go of all the busyness and distractions that have been going on in your life today. Bringing each and every moment into the present moment with each breath as you inhale and with each exhalation. And on the next deep belly inhalation, just draw on the energy of divine presence, specifically the divine presence of our spirit guides. And as I ring this bell, just say hello to your spirit guides. Okay? And I'm going to say hello to the spirit guides that are coming through to guide every word that I share with you today. Hello, spirit guides. Hello, Yogananda. Hello, Our Lady of Guadalupe. And with each strike of the bell, allow the vibration to penetrate into every fiber of your being, awakening the awareness of the connection with your guides. And just be open to any spirit guides that are here for you. Say hello to your spirit guides. I'm also saying hello to the Dewdrop Fairy Spirit Guide, because she wants to come forth and giving her guidance today. But this is about helping you prepare yourself so that when we connect with the spirit guides later, that one of your spirit guides comes forth to touch and bless you with its higher guidance, its blessings, and most importantly, its transformation. And just listen and feel the vibration, affirming and welcoming in your guides. And as the bell fades into the recesses, just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Thank you. So just go to the comments real quick. Thank you. Visualize the golden ball of light or see the red rose. I would see nothing. All right. But I just thought, I'm an empath, so I didn't worry about the fact that I didn't see anything. I'd be curious to see if anybody here is an empath. I'd love it if you share that, because an empath, if you're an empath, sometimes that you can have other challenges. Sometimes your intuition speaks to you a little bit differently. So for me, my intuition would come through my feeling nature. But I was open. Okay, I'm always been a very open person, and so I just went along getting my intuition that way. Well, I started to take some painting lessons from the suggestion from my wife to try oil painting, and I tried it and I liked it, so I started to take lessons. Started going to this art studio like every day almost, and I got this feeling when it came time to paint my first person, which was Yogananda right there. I decided that I wanted to paint him with the idea that this painting will have his blessings, his energy, his vibration infused into it, and that everybody who saw it would feel his power and energy of those who felt that they resonated with Yogananda. Okay, and I thought, okay, so I started combining the idea of creativity, creating this spirit guide, this avatar, okay, this Swami, with the idea that this painting be a powerful tool, like a way that they could experience him, all right? And it was just this thought that came in, this download that came in. I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. But I was afraid. I didn't want to tell anybody, because I thought, what if it doesn't work? But I started owning the canvas and praying and listening to Yogananda's voice, because there's recordings of him, and doing prayers before, and doing different yoga practices, posture practices, and different pranayamas to get into that spiritual place. And I was painting him. with the idea of like, Yogananda, you guide me and infuse this painting with your blessings and energy. And I got done with them, and a friend came by and said, Yogananda's in the house. And that told me, oh, it looks pretty good, okay? But that wasn't the amazing thing of the story. The amazing thing of the story was I put Yogananda up to dry. Excuse me, I gotta get a drink of water. I put Yogananda up to dry, came back a week later in the art studio, and I'm looking at Yogananda, and a person says to me, because they come in, someone I'd never seen before, looks at me and says, are you the one who painted Yogananda? And I said very calmly, oh, yes, I am. And she all of a sudden goes, I just have to tell you, when I look at this painting, I feel his power, I feel his energy, I feel like I'm being blessed by him. And she goes, and I know because I'm one of his disciples. And on the outside, I was like, oh, well, thank you. But on the inside, I was like, oh my God, it worked, it worked, it worked, it worked. Because I was just like, oh, it worked. So I got the same idea that I wanted to create another type of image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Now, I don't know if you can see it. If you're in the vertical, you can't see where I'm pointing. In fact, but if you're in the horizontal, you can see where I'm pointing, because I'm streaming this vertically and horizontally. So when I got the idea to do with Our Lady of Guadalupe, I did it, finished it up. Again, some strange thing happened where a person I'd never seen in the art studio comes in, and she looks at it, and she says, oh, Our Lady of Guadalupe, so beautiful. I can feel her energy and vibration, and I know what it feels like because I've seen the original, because the original is in Mexico. She goes, I'm from Mexico. And she goes, oh, you could take that and sell it somewhere. And for, she was, I don't remember how much she said, but for money. And I just, on the outside, laughed, and I just said, oh, thank you. But on the inside, I was like, oh my God, it worked again, So I just started having these feelings of like, I want to create these portals, these doorways to this spiritual energy. Now, at that time, I didn't even say spirit guides, okay? I just was like, had this feeling, I want to create these portals, okay? And so I have a practice I do every morning, every evening. I've been doing it for 30 plus years. I meditate, chant every morning, every evening. And so in my meditation one day, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm sitting there, just meditating, and a vision comes in. And the vision comes in, and at first I'm like, what's that? Because it was like so different for me, okay? And so, but then I just go like, okay, stop asking what's that, just be with the vision. So I would meditate, and I'd be a vision, and the vision would come, and it would be actually almost like a movie. It would be moving usually, okay? And then a download would come. And I was, at first, didn't know what to do with these visions. I just was like, oh, wow, I've become visual. Like I went from being non-visual to visual by practicing creativity and my spiritual practice together. Yay, it's kind of cool to have visions. But as I kept having them, pretty soon the spirit guides started speaking to me, not always in words, but sometimes, but these impressions or words of like, or something would drop in of a blessing they were bringing. So each spirit guide portal that I create would have this intentional blessing they wanted infused into it, and they wanted to help bless whoever saw this spirit guide portal, whoever worked with the spirit guide portal, because all these portals are here to help you in your deepening connection with spirit, okay, through these specific spirit guides, because they come with a specific blessing. And so I was like, oh, cool. Okay, so I started painting these spirit guide portals and creating them and painting them, and started putting some of them on my website. I've certainly not updated all of them, and I was told to create like reproductions of them so that people could buy them and have something to work with. But I was just going along, doing my thing. And then all of a sudden one day I get a download, because now I've developed this relationship with the guides, and I've been working with them and talking to them for my own growth. And then they come in and they want me to start utilizing them in my coaching, mentoring programs that I do with people who are wanting to grow spiritually and start to really fulfill their purpose and create a life they love, okay? So I'm like told, okay, so I start doing that. I bring the spirit guide portals in, they start giving guidance. And I find out that wow, they give higher guidance because they know stuff I don't know. Like they would bring up things that clients didn't even know, or like they never shared with me, that they would talk about something they need to do, and they'd be like, oh, and they do it, and then we'd see, faster transformation, faster manifestations by doing the guidance of the guides. And so I'm like, okay, well, this is cool. This is why the spirit guides have come to me, is they want to help with my coaching clients and in my own life. And so I kept having a deeper relationship by working with them, with clients and with myself, and getting that higher guidance I needed whenever I felt stuck. I don't know if you ever feel stuck or you feel confused, not clear. That's when I go to my guides and get clarity, get answers to help me of something that sometimes doesn't make any logical sense of what to do, but I could see it was helping. All right. So I was doing that, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm really liking this idea with the spirit guides. But I was kind of keeping it a secret from certain people because I was afraid of what they thought, especially like my family. I thought, what if they find out, they're going to think I'm weird? And I had to get over that, okay? So one day I realized, like, I'm kind of in the spiritual closet with these spirit guides, and I need to come out of the closet about it. So I'm at this business training with my wife, and everybody gets to get up and say their little introduction of what they do. But I decided to get up, and I decided I'm going to talk about the spirit guides and how they come to me and stuff, because I had gotten a download about a year before to put on my website that I could tune into somebody's energy and see the spirit guide that is there to help them with overcoming a challenge or manifesting a purpose. And I was like, when I got the download, I was like, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm going to put it on my website, because I was at the place of I always followed my divine guidance. I put it on my website. But I hadn't told anybody, and that's why I decided I needed to come out of the spiritual closet, because I was hiding things, all right? And so I made that announcement at that business training. Nothing happened at the business training. It wasn't thinking it was going to, because I hadn't thought it through very well. I just had this little thing of I feel guided. I'm supposed to do this. I'm going to do it. Get home, which is 24 hours later, and I go into my emails, looking at my computer, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my goodness. There's an email from somebody that says, I was looking at your website, and I see you do this personal spirit guide portal. I think I want one. Can we meet? And so I met with her, explained to her how it was work, because I was given the download of this is how it'll work. You help them with an appointment to make an intentional statement of what they're calling in, what they want to manifest, and then you'll meditate together. You're going to get a vision, and then you're going to go away and create it into a guide, a spirit guide portal, and then you're going to come back on the second appointment and show them the spirit guide portal, tell them how to work with it, and give them the intuitive guidance that they came in with that's been infused into that portal, okay? So I'm like, I get off that first appointment because I had a vision, but I was worried because the woman kept talking about Mother Mary, Mother Mary, Mother Mary, Mother Mary, and I was like, I'm going to see Mother Mary, but I'm going to paint what I saw. And we get to the second appointment, and I give her the big reveal, and I show it to her. But I'm scared the whole time because I'm like, I did not see Mother Mary, so I didn't paint Mother Mary. But I showed to her, I go, here's your spirit guide portal you to work with to help you with your purpose, because that's what she wanted it for. And I show it to her, and she looks at it, because we're on Zoom. We can do this remotely. And she looks at it, and all of a sudden there's this tear coming down her eye. And I'm sitting there going, I think this is good. I hope it's good, because I was scared, because I'm thinking, what if I can't do this? Because I didn't know at that time, but I just followed the guidance. And all of a sudden she says, I didn't tell you this in our first meeting, but I was told by an Akashic reader, Akashic reading that I had done many years ago, that I was to work with a fairy. And what I had seen was a fairy, and I had painted a fairy and infused it with the blessings that the fairy had and the guidance. And I told her the guidance, but she was just like, that is just right on. I'm going to do this. And so I, from then on, realized, okay, I can do this. All right. So the spirit guides come to help you step into that next level of growth, into that next level of awakening for you, for others sometimes, but especially to help you. Now, my spirit guides came in to help me and those who I'm here, because I have this, come here knowing at this point in my life, I'm here to be of service, to help people grow spiritually, to help people have a deeper connection, to help people step into coming from what's true in their heart and manifest a life they truly love and the purpose, because that's what we're really meant to be, do, and have. All right? So that was what happened for me. You know, and the reason the spirit guides want you to hear that story is because your story, your awakening to your spirit guides may not look exactly like mine, because you may not have any interest in creating spirit guide portals, but the spirit guides are here to help you overcome challenges, manifest your purpose. A big thing is to get out of your head and into your heart, because most of us, I say, you know, I work with overthinking, high achieving spiritual women. Now, you might not think you're high achieving, but if you are on the spiritual path and you want to actually be fully awake, you want to be enlightened, you want to like grow spiritually, you're a high achieving woman, okay? Now, a lot of overthinking high achieving women are more like spirituality's in the background, and they have a business or they have a career and they are successful, but they don't feel like everything's like, are they happy with? They feel like something's missing. And so that's about how do we get you out of that overthinking mind into your heart, and the spirit guides are here to help you with that. So I'd love it if who's ever on would introduce themselves. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. As I said earlier, I shared my story a little bit. If you haven't been on my channel before, we're going to, near the end here, or the last section, we're going to give you an opportunity, if you're still on, to ask to meet one of your spirit guides. So you do have to be live. So in the recording, if you watch this, unfortunately, I do not do it in the recording. So I do these lives at different times. I usually do a YouTube live every week. I don't always do the spirit guides, but I do it. But if it's something you're interested in, please subscribe, turn on your notifications, because when you subscribe and turn on your notifications, you'll get notified when I'm going to do the next live. That way you can take part in it. And forgot to do this. And if you like what you're seeing here as we continue on, please give me a thumbs up, a like. It all helps my channel. I'd really appreciate it if you do that. Okay. So part of this, the whole idea of your spirit guides, is to help you also in your journey of your spiritual gifts. If you heard my story, right, you're hearing that, gee, Deepa went from being non-visual to visual, and that was about bringing the creativity and spirituality together. But as I continued to work with my spirit guides, once I started to create these portals, what happened, started, to have even the gift of being able to see someone else's spirit guide, not just the ones that were coming to me. And so my gifts, my spiritual gifts, and I started to learn how to utilize my other spiritual gifts, because every one of you has a spiritual gift, all right? Now, or I should say gifts, it's plural. You have more than one. You are born with certain ones that most people don't even think are spiritual gifts, because we've been programmed to think that that they're just nothing, or that they're just something that every human being has, because every human being has spiritual gifts, but they don't know it, okay? So, so if you want to know a little bit more about the different spiritual gifts that you are open to, feel free to go get my Your Spiritual Gifts Revealed. I'm going to put it up here for you. You can go to my website, deepablue.com/free-spiritual gifts-revealed. And that's basically a little, that helps you to see what your spiritual gifts are. Some of them, not every one of them, but some of the major ones, and what that first step is that you need to do to start awakening those gifts, to utilize them the correct way, okay? So what we're going to do here next is we're going to start painting a spirit guide. Now, I'm going to tune in and ask if they want me to. I've been working on a spirit guide portal of some different things, or whether we're going to start a new one. I'd be curious to see, though, if anybody who's live, I actually see there's some people live, what kind of spirit guide or what relationship you have with your spirit guides, if any. Or are you brand new to this and you don't know anything about spirit guides? I'd love it if you'd share that, just because it gives me an indication of where you are, and that only gives more information of what I can actually ask the spirit guides, okay? And if you don't want to share, that's perfectly okay too. So I'm going to do a little prayer here and just check in with my guides and see if they want me to start a new spirit guide or work on one that I already have. So they want me to start a new one. I don't know what that is going to be at this point, but I'm going to show you some of the, they want me to show you some of the process of it, because when you work on a spirit guide portal and you're wanting to grow your spiritual gifts, part of what grows your gifts, I have found in my own life, is that you combine creativity, the creative acts of creating something, with spiritual practices. Now, I specifically am creating these spirit guide portals, am tuning into the spirit guide of whatever spirit guide comes to me that wants to be created into a doorway to help you. So we got a lot of shy people today. Let me drop this down here. So I always open up a canvas. I stick it up here on the... Now for me, I usually get a vision and meditation, and then they come to me with a specific, here's what they want me to create. Today, now, I invite you, if you're on live, that you tune in. And if you have a creative act that you do, whether it's painting, drawing, sketching with pencils, watercolors, whatever types of things you make, even if it's knitting or something like that, because I know a lot of people like to knit, to join with me doing this, because when you actually get into the vibration of it, it's the experience that changes you, not just the knowledge. You want to get into the experience of what is going to help transform you, help you raise your level of consciousness. And that's the idea of what all these spirit guides are, okay? So we're going to take a moment. I'm going to pray, and I'm going to Om the canvas to invite in the spirit guide that's here to bless all of you who are on this live or seeing this in the recording. Om. Okay, I'm getting a little vision here. And I'm getting that there's this butterfly light fairy that wants to be coming forth. And that's what we're going to start painting today. We're going to create the butterfly light fairy. And as I paint the spirit guide portal, the spirit guide, they give me guidance of what to share with you. Now, if we're going to start on this butterfly spirit guide, it's actually a light butterfly that's a fairy. Sorry, I should have cleaned this before, but I didn't, so I got to clean it now a little bit so I can put on some different color paint here, because it's going to be totally different than what I painted last time. So I tune into the guides and I ask them what colors to use. So we're going to use some different colors. So the butterfly light fairy, I've actually had this vision recently, like about a week ago, and I didn't start to create it yet because I hadn't actually gotten any kind of what the guidance was of what to infuse into it. But they want to be created today, they're saying. So we're going to work on that and create the butterfly light fairy. It's always interesting when I see a light being, because light is not the easiest thing to create for me. And in a being, it's obviously, and it's different if you're trying to create light on a nature scene or something like that, but when it's actually the light being. So that's the thing about it. I get this vision, and then there's this time where I actually look at the canvas and I try, I tune into the spirit guide and ask what they want me to do. Because sometimes I get a vision that gets me going like, oh, I'm going to create this spirit guide. And then sometimes I get that it's going to look different than what I saw. That the vision, because like I said, it's often the vision comes like a movie where the spirit guide's not static. The spirit guide comes in and I get this, they're moving sometimes, they're morphing as they're moving. There's just things that happen that it's not always, I'm taking something from this kind of fourth dimensional ethereal plane and bringing it down to this two-dimensional canvas. And how do I actually get it to look that way? So I have to keep tuning in, and I sometimes, my little subconscious mind, the brain will come in and start to judge what I'm doing or saying something won't work. And I have to really work with myself to like, oh yeah, let me get reconnected back to the spirit guide that wants to be created and brought into the physical plane to bless you, to guide you, to help you in being in that divine flow, because it's the divine flow that is where we let go of the struggle and the strife and the working hard. And it doesn't mean you don't have to put forth energy. There's a big difference between putting forth energy and it being hard. When we get caught in our ego mind, things feel hard. And when we're actually in the divine flow of what we're being guided to do, there's a sense of ease with it, a sense of, oh, wait a minute, this isn't what I thought, what I thought was going to be, or this isn't hard like I thought it has to be. It's really about how it can be different. So we're going to start with the light butterfly fairy is coming in and saying how, where in your life have you been too focused on well, they're actually showing me a cocoon. There's, how the butterfly gets transformed into, from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Well, they're saying like, where have you been stuck in your cocoon? And that cocoon is not just like a physical space you're stuck in, but they're saying like when you're stuck in the darkness of something that you feel like can't be changed. So hopefully that makes sense to you. But they're saying when you get stuck and you think, oh, it can't be any different than it is, that's kind of being stuck in the cocoon of darkness. Like the butterfly light fairy says that we're all here, I'm going to mix this up, to be, to have transformation, to be transformed. Until you're fully enlightened, God realized, awake, whatever word you like using, she says we're meant to be transforming. And if you're stuck in the cocoon of thinking life can't change, then you need to get the blessings and work with this butterfly light fairy, because she says that transformation is always possible. And think about the caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, right? It's kind of funny because they're telling me, like, caterpillars, most people aren't in awe of a caterpillar, right? A caterpillar's walking along, and you're just like, whatever. And in fact, for some people, it might be yuck, you know, like, I don't want that caterpillar on me. But when you see a butterfly flying, what happens? Oh, the beautiful butterfly, right? It just looks, at least that's what I do. I'm not saying I hate caterpillars, but I know that when I see a butterfly, it like, you know, I'm like a little kid transformed, going after the butterfly, trying to look at the butterfly, trying to video the butterfly, trying to be with the butterfly, you know. And so this butterfly light fairy is really talking about how it's important to embrace the transformative process of when you're in the darkness and knowing that it can lead you to the light. That no matter what you're stuck in, what you think can't change, it can change. But it starts with you being willing and open to seeing something from a different perspective. And that's what she's saying is when you start to work with your spirit guides, that's what they're here to help you with, is to help you get a different perspective on something. So if you've been having a challenge with something, you have to be willing to have a different perspective, a different way of looking at it, a different way of looking at life. Because, or at that problem, you know, whatever it is. Because they're saying that if you keep looking at it the way that you are, you will forever feel like you're stuck in the cocoon. So you got to be willing to like have a different perspective. So it's one of the things after we get done painting for a while, we're gonna probably, seems like I never quite get to the part as quickly as I would like to, but I'm gonna, if anybody's live and would like to meet one of their spirit guides, we're gonna open it up for that to happen. And if nobody wants to, that's okay too. But your spirit guides are something that can help you transform any obstacle, any challenge, into something positive. Because no challenge is coming in your life to make you suffer. They are coming in your life to actually bless you with opportunities. And that's what the butterfly fairy is saying, the light fairy is saying today, is that there's no really any problems. There's only opportunities. And it's about helping you starting to see what are the opportunities in your life, opportunities that are presenting itself that you don't feel are. So here's the great thing. What I love about oil painting is, I see spirit guides I put down, and sometimes, like, my brush doesn't go exactly where I want it to, or I have too wide of a paintbrush, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're definitely not going to finish this today, but we're going to get a little bit of that butterfly light fairy down. And we're going to work on all right, now they want me to just so one of the things I love about oil paint is sometimes I mix paint right on here, because I get from the spirit guides to often do something, and they guide me to do it differently than sometimes what I see. So I can put things on here in the way that they're guiding me to do. So I see there's some people that are live, and I'm wondering if any of you want to meet your spirit guide, because in a little bit I'm going to be tuning in for anybody who wants to meet a spirit guide to your energy and do that. But if you are interested in that, put it in the comments, the shares now, that you'd like to meet your spirit guide. And the spirit guide here today is not like your personal spirit guide that's here to help you with like overcoming like your big challenge, or or what your purpose is. But it's a spirit guide that's here that wants to help you, that wants to help guide you. So if you're interested in that, please put it in the comments now, so that I can know that. And when I get this first layer down, I'm going to switch and tune in and let you know what spirit guide is here for you. Doesn't look like we're getting anybody right so far who's brave enough to do it in this public forum, but it's there if you're wanting to. Like I said, we're gonna So if you like to meet your spirit guide, so obviously if you don't want to meet your spirit guide, you can work with this butterfly fairy spirit guide, because this is what's coming in today for all those who are watching this. Okay. Sometimes people wonder why I have paper on the easel. And I tell people because I work on more than one spirit guide at a time. And sometimes the paint is wet on the canvas. I mean on the easel, and I don't want to get it on other. Hi, Lil. Okay, you'd love to know. I'm glad to see you here, Lil. Let me finish a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to get to it, since you're the only one who's been brave enough to ask. But I'm going to go ahead and stop this, because I want to give us some time to tune into your spirit guide, Lil. I'm going to do that here. All right, we're going to stop for now. We just got a little bit of layer in, but we're working on this butterfly light fairy. We're going to be working on it more. Probably work it on the next live. On the next live, I'll probably be going back to the 3:30 time. I just tried something different today at 5:30 to see, I'm always trying something a little different. All right, Lil. So what I need you to do, Lil, is to open yourself up and say, I'm open and receptive. Excuse me. I am open and receptive to connecting with my spirit guides. Just say, and I am open and receptive to connecting with my spirit guides. If you can say that, that would be great. If you can let me know that you're saying it or that you've said it, that would be great. So say, I'm open and receptive to my spirit guides, and I'm going to tell you what spirit guides here for you once you let me know you've said that. Let me know that you're here too, Lil, because I have to tune into your energy. So if you could put that on there, that'd be great. So I'm open and receptive to my spirit guides. You still there, Lil? Okay, you're here. Okay, so I'm open and receptive to my spirit guides. All right, so let me tune into your energy, Lil. Okay, so I was taking a while for something to come in today for an unusual reason, but um, what was coming in is I kept getting this pulsation feeling in the hands, and it was all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, the spirit guide that they are encouraging you to work with are the spirit guides of healing hands. I see this often in visions where there's different healing hands. I'm working on a new spirit guide portal of that now. But they're saying your spirit guide that's coming to you right now are these healing hands. And they're saying that these healing hands are carrying the energy of what needs to be healed that is blocking you from finding your new home. Because you said, how do I get a new home? And so you have to actually, like, have you done Reiki, or are you a Reiki master? Because sometimes some people are, but the healing hands are an actual portal that you can work with, and you want to work with the energy of the healing light, and to actually bless yourself with that healing light of like, and they're actually showing me like they're putting it on your head because you're feeling like there's not a like you can't, like there's a block mentally to being open to receiving your new home. Is that making sense, Lil? So the healing hands are coming to you, and they're asking you to actually use the healing energy. Now, if you are a Reiki master, they want you to like rub your hands together and actually send the healing energy to your own mind, your own consciousness, to your mind first, and then they come into your heart, and they're asking you to like send the energy to your heart, because your heart knows the answer to where your new home is, but your mind is telling you that it's not possible. Is that making sense, Lil? What I'm saying here? Because if you work with the healing hands, now this is the healing hands I'm working on. I think you've been on before. It's not done yet, but this is one that I have. What do you have here? Looks okay. All right, cool. So do what they said. They said they actually, like, if you have, are you a Reiki master or anything? Or even if you're not a Reiki master, maybe you've had a Reiki attunement. Like I've had a Reiki attunement for my own hands, and you can actually rub and say Reiki on, and then send the healing light, the healing Reiki energy. But even if you're not, what you can do, they're saying, is to take the energy of the light, the healing light, because this light energy is really prevalent today, and help heal your own mind and thoughts, help heal any blockages in your heart, so that you can be open and receptive to receiving the house, to knowing where the house is, and that it's possible. You have to believe that it's possible to get a new home before you're going to get a new home. So they're asking me to ask you, have you been stuck in feeling like it's not possible? Or is it that you just don't know where the new home is? But they're telling me about, you must be having some beliefs that you don't know, that it's not possible. And that's why they were talking about putting the light on your head to help heal your mind. Okay, the heal can do for a long time. So cool. Did you, with the home, have you been feeling like you don't know? Oh, you think it's impossible. Okay, yeah. So they're wanting you to heal, because the first step to any manifestation that you don't think is possible is to actually get out of impossible and know it's possible. And so it's about like, what needs to be healed that you believe that it's possible, because everything is possible. All right? So that first step is like, let me heal, let go of all these beliefs that feel like something's not possible, and know that it actually is possible. I don't have to know the how. How is God's job? How is Spirit Guide's job? But your first step to receiving that new home is to heal the belief that it's not possible, that it's impossible. So if you actually, they're telling me, look at the word impossible. I know, Lil, you're not from America, but you know how to speak English. So impossible basically says I'm possible. I am, you still split it. I'm possible. So if it, which means it's possible. Does that make sense? It's funny because I never even thought about that. But you put on the, yeah, you think it's impossible. And they're like, oh, break the word, the I am and possible. I'm possible. So if you're possible, that means the house is possible. The new home is possible. Okay? So for some reason, they wanted me to share this with you. I used to do this workshop, and I used to talk to people about, you know how you have to, you know what you have to do to be extraordinary? Oh, good. So but do you guys, anyone know what you have to do to be extraordinary? Curious if anybody has an idea what you have to do to be extraordinary. Because people think it's something you have to do different than what you're doing now. And it's not true. So since no one's putting up anything, I'm going to go and share with you. They want me to share with you, like, if you know, because you probably think you have to be extraordinary to manifest this house that you don't think is possible. But they're saying that you don't, okay? Yeah, impossible. But the extraordinary, look at the word extraordinary. Extra of the ordinary. How you spell extraordinary. See, in fact, I'm going to put it up here. Extraordinary, right? I can't type. So here's extraordinary, right? The word. And you break it up in about the A and the O, and it's what? Extraordinary. So you have to do extra of the ordinary. So what we mean by extra of the ordinary is if you are programmed to think that it's not possible, you have to do some little bit of extra energy effort of the ordinary of like changing the programming in your mind. So it takes some repetition, right? If you've been having years of believing it's not possible, that it's impossible, you have to believe it's possible, right? So you have to use a little extra energy, an extra of the ordinary, because you have energy, everybody's energy, and that can help you change your consciousness, your mindset. See? So be authentic. Yes, it's be authentic. Be authentic to what's true for you. So, you know, it's really important to embrace that. So I'd love it, Lil, do the practices of what the Healing Hand Spirit Guides, work with the Healing Hand Spirit Guides. And I do have some healing hands on my website, but I think you're in another country, so I don't know if I can ship it to you. Because, I mean, the shipping now has gotten atrocious to me to ship overseas. I've had some portals come in just to Canada, and it costs, with all this stuff that's going on, it was like $50 just to ship it. So I can't ship it there unless someone's willing to pay that much. So the dead eye, is that your sign? I don't quite get your question. A question: how do you feel me as being any kind of thoughts, colors, sound, anything? I don't understand your question. I need you to clarify it. If you're dead eye, if I don't know, you might have come on afterwards. You're welcome, Lil. I'm so grateful whenever you show up. It's so fun to have you participate. That I was asking people, it's an opportunity if you'd like to meet one of your spirit guides, you can ask that. You can ask and say that I'd like to meet one of my spirit guides. If you'd like to do that, let me know in the comments, and then I'll tune into your energy. And what I need you to say, and put it up on the comments so I know that you're doing it, I am open and receptive to my spirit guides. I'm open and receptive to connecting with my spirit guides. And if you can put that up, and then I can tune into you and see who your spirit guide is that's here for you. I don't know, it looks like maybe you got off. So, all right. Well, Lil, it was really great to see you. It's, believe it or not. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're still there. Okay, you're still open to spirit guides. Okay, so let me tune in, Deadeye. I mean, I wish that can't be your name. I wish you had your actual name, but it's okay. So they're actually saying that okay, so that the spirit guide that wants to work with you right now is this butterfly light fairy that they showed me that like, or I felt like this energy of like tension or anxiety was going on, and that you really need to affirm about the light energy to help you relax and to be calmer is what they're saying. And that the light fairy, like you're tense because you're afraid of like either you can't transform or that you're stuck in this certain situation that's not working for you, and that you need the butterfly light fairy, that you need to embrace the transformation that wants to come through you, because they say that it's actually time. So is that making sense, what I said? Did I? And then what a lovely day. I'll get to you in a minute after I'm done. Okay, you're welcome. Did it make sense, did I? You said thank you, so I'm assuming it did at some level. But yeah, they're wanting you to work with like and obviously I don't have this portal den, so it's not something you can buy, but just, call in that energy of the butterfly light fairy and really like embrace that energy of how it can help you. So all right, so let's see. What a lovely day. I love that sign on. So what I need you to say, what a lovely day, is I am open and receptive to connecting with my spirit guides. I'm open and receptive to my spirit guides. I'm open and receptive to my spirit guides. And if you could just let me know. That you're here, what a lovely day, and that you say that on the comment, I am open and receptive to my spirit guides. Okay, so say it actually verbally. I'm open and receptive to my spirit guides. I'm getting this vision of actually, God, it's so unusual. I'm getting this vision of like this, almost like a volcanic eruption, and these lights coming out, and they're saying to me that we're spirit guides, like they're saying they're a fairy of the volcanoes, and that they want you to actually work with those fairies. That energy is like this. They're not telling you want to be like a volcano. What they're telling me is that there's this fiery energy within you, and the volcanoes have this fiery energy within them, right? It erupts and it explodes, but there's times it's quiet. And if there's small releases, then the volcano doesn't explode into this huge, big, like event that happens where it actually kills people and everything else. There are volcanoes that let a little bit out and a little bit out, and the fairies actually are going to help you do that. So they're saying whenever you feel like you might explode, you want to work with the fairies of the volcanoes to help you learn how to dissipate and release the energy a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Hopefully that's making sense. What a lovely day, because that's what I saw. I kept like seeing the vision of the volcanoes, and I'm like, so who is this? And then they're like, we're the fairies of the volcanoes, and we're here to help. What a lovely day! Help you, yeah, so that you don't have like these major eruptions of emotion, or that it can actually learn how to use the power of the volcano within yourself. They're saying that's coming through right now. So hopefully that's making sense. What a lovely day. You're welcome. Hopefully it was helpful. I'd love, like everybody who's been live that has gotten to meet a spirit guide, I'd love it if you come back the next time I do one and share, like with working with that guide, what it's done for you. It's fun for me to hear. It feels like it's, I just get to see kind of what is going for each person. But I think the dead eye color of purple and violet they are. Okay, you're seeing, yeah, I mean the butterfly light fairy did not mean it has to be white. So yes, the butterfly light fairy can be purple and violet. And what they're coming through and telling me now for you, that the dead eye, is that work with those colors, that light color of purple and the light color of violets, because they have healing energy in them. They help bring a certain consciousness to you when you work with that light and work with the idea of with the light fairy that's there for you. So yeah. All right. I think that's it. I think I've answered everybody who came on. If there's anybody else that's come on quickly that wants to meet their spirit guide before I sign off, please let me know. If anybody else who's gotten to meet their spirit guide has a question or a share, feel free to put it up here. I'll be on for a few more minutes just to see. I will be doing another live next week. I don't know if it's going to be your spirit guides are here. I always check in with my guides and ask what they want me to do. If you're looking for a spiritual community that wants to help you in your path of awakening, because this is what the spirit guides are here for, please, join my membership wait list to get on there, because I'm going to be launching that in the next month or two. And let me put that up here. And I would love it if you want to get on there and get on. Here we go. There we go. There are extra benefits for anybody who's looking for a spiritual community and wants to be a founding member. It's something I'm going to be launching soon, and it's something that is going to be really looking at the 4 pillars of the path of awakening, and one of those is your spiritual connection. It's about spiritual practices, empowering you, and really helping you in your spiritual growth, because it is what makes life better when you grow spiritually. My favorite color, and for so long we were kind of roommates. I don't quite understand that, did I? Just to let you know. But yeah. And yeah, so if you want to become part of the membership, please get on my membership wait list. You can go to my website, deepaloo.com, and where you can get on there is / membership-waiting-list. I could have come up with an easier URL, couldn't have I? But that's where it goes. So great. All right. I don't think anybody else is saying anything. So again, if you haven't subscribed, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If you want to get notified about the next live that I'm going to be doing, which I usually do them 3 weeks out of a month, please turn on your notifications, because it'll let you know. And if you find this is helpful for you, or you like what you're seeing, give me a thumbs up. And obviously, if you know of somebody that you see one of my videos or my lives and it would help them, please be a blessing, because it's all about how can we be blessings in the world, and share it with them. All right? All righty. Let me see what the last thing is. Oh, you're welcome. All right. Take care. I'll see you in the next live. And I will be having one, I believe, next week at 3:30. I'm going to be going to an earlier time. So, all right. Take care. Blessings.